seconds. This is Zuby Masters returning to my Let's Play of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. 5 minutes between the witness of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, Ricky. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with your 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill him. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. This guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Well then, it seems we come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, it appears we have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that hand shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough of Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels. That's the one she tried to foist off on me. If I were not to take the defense team's leftovers, anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I had decisive evidence. What was that? This is another one of her trick lunchboxes. My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Ooh, a triple-decker. Out of the terms of the witness determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on his shoe. One was, of course, the victim, and the other type matched the defendant along the scalp. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence. What's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Did I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I don't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. No rule shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. That's right? Seems so. Mr. Edgeworth swears celebrates. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sick. This should at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution compliments now. It appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged? Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. Results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own. Compared to that, a 5-minute blink means nothing. And why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. You were dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. That's when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all. Oh, Miss Stark, let's just get this over. How did the victim's shoe? Did I not bring this up? When you found the shoe at the scene of the crime, I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I would make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe is my secret weapon, if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunch boxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. I found the shoe. One was, of course, the victim. So you brought it to the forensics department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in the court, you need it to prove. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And the blood that belongs to the victim, Detective Goodman, felt there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. Can't say for sure the blood belongs to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about the blood test. Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can deteriorate between millions of types with all the blood tests, which means we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. But a little more, I've gotten DNA test results. They said there were very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lanaskov. So the suspect's blood was found ties her directly to the death. Go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your clients season enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with the shoe? Not imagining things. I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. Clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes, you're still young, rookie. I'll give you a pepper fish guts now, but you shouldn't take the heat, could you?
Take that!
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. Makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprints? Note that the bottom of the shoe is covered in blood. Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. It isn't strange. Why isn't there bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Ah, as you can see, there are no traces of any footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the foot, so there could have been bloody footprints. And where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order! Well, victims, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprints is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there weren't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Yet what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. She slipped. There is one vile hint to the truth in her talking. Think back when she told us about apprehending the suspect. But her efforts were vain. She knocked my hand aside. I kicked over an oil drum. Oh, and she's beautiful but deadly. A perfect predator, that one. A leopard woman around. I thought it was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. Okay. Now, witness, allow me to ask you a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. So apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox. Witness, was the oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What's that mean? Okay, Mr. Wright, you know the reason she knocked it over, the real reason? Ah, you don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason. To erase bloodstains that would become evidence against her. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstain left on the victim's shoe tied her quite clearly to his murder. Then again, the deed was done. She knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale sign. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. She cut herself when she stepped. That's when my sister got blood on the shoe. Well, I see. Right. Please. What can I do? Her sister has confessed the crime and she tried to conceal it. Enough! There is no need to further debate the verdict. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Scott. Little girl, what did you just say? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprint. Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberation is past. Any further comment and you will be held in contempt at court. Your threats don't scare me, the cop. Look at this. I had it just in case another had the gall to suspect. And the white shoe doesn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error. Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from was washed with. Mr. Wright, I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. Seems this is what your sister wanted. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself off the asphalt and take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare for...
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdict in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can you wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph one last. The trial is over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think. Yeah, there's right or wrong. I gotta go ahead with it. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every last claim a fair shake. Very well.
Take that!
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Your Honor. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this. A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and see. The suspicious-looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler. So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why it is important in this case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case.
Take that!
As Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about this matter. If we leave any questions unanswered, here we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me back to law. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all of them. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, I suppose. We made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Mr. Wright? What? trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never get there, pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Only our weapon's a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's tiny and insignificant to tell the truth. Hola, partner. I say you show a red cloth to a bull. It's fired up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin'. Officer Marshall. So I come to take a look to see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home range locked down tighter than a fort in an enemy territory. That's hard to slip down, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police, it seems, these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You should be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing doesn't have anything to do with scarf. He wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow on her slender neck many times. Saw it that day. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. The photograph taken at the crime scene when she wasn't wearing a scarf. Miss Star wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horn. Sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Woo-wee! I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinning teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. They're doubled over. Your back is bent. I can't beat this. Can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. I believe it's time to continue on with this trial during our recess. This is unacceptable! It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock? Who's there? What's with this guy? Strange, stuffy aura seems to be filled in the courtroom. Hey! The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when the man came. Who on earth is he? Oh, it's you! Oh, sorry I'm late. See, the road trip back, it's just me. Long time no see, gee, how it's been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. I've been so busy. Busy sneezy. Gee, my boy, you have made time to relax. Yes, indeed. Gee seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Sir, you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little work giving you all that trouble. You know, you should all go swimming together sometimes. Jolly. Little work? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Dickman. Grant. Damon Grant. Nice to meet you, everyone. So, what do we owe this honor to? It's been over 2 years since you last came to the courtroom, hasn't it? Well, that's worthy. Here, look at that poor fellow. So I've out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So, Star wasn't just it really was for now. To think that it was stuffed into the exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. I have quite Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Had a look at this document where you say people in charge of the thing. There's no mistaking that the signature here is Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. Alright, I expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes, just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think what to do is push the switch in. If I cut my hand, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yes, but if I cut my fingers, I would be able to point at people. Come on, just hurry up and open. Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. Dark red stained blood. Not excuse the action of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecution and the police and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't see how then, unless there's evidence to prove the connection between this knife and Goodson. This is a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. He was killed at the police department, see what a mess. And 515, scary coincidence, huh? Not official link in this case, so I can't talk about it. There's a murder at the police department? That's hush-hush information, and gee, we haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! Anyway, we're at the police department. We're all flustered, as you might well should. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. Chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. This is on the case at hand. I can't... Excuse me, special. Hard to come by these particular knives anyway. Might this special thing be this little tag? Oh, so sorry, Ryder, but I can't say. No, not that. Established that the knife is kept with. Now, why is there another knife at the scene of the crime? It's quite a mystery. And I like a mystery. It's wrapped in something up to them. Wait a second. At last, I hear a goodness objection. This knife. This has to be something to do with Detective Goodness. What do you mean? To goodness, what do you mean from the... gee, this is great. Look at the tag on the knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? We also have a memo. What's this? 6 minus 7 and S12 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Right upside down. You get? Whoever wrote this note was holding paper upside down. And that's the same thing written on the knife. Order! Well, Chief. Well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. Win? What game is this guy playing? It was stolen from the police department. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. What is evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice. Good show, Righto. It was a murder weapon. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen the day of the murder. It's hard. I didn't think there isn't a connection there. Something happened at the police department too. You got a good look in your eye there, Righto. My boy, sharp. So something did happen? Why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why wouldn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy with that Lana case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? He was killed at the police department scene. What? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested them, in fact. Just arrested. That was quick. But there's still a lot unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This gets sharp. One thing and one thing only. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. Usually in the force called a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. Huh? What do you mean? There's more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It's like I'm going to have to press a bit harder. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed by the prosecutors. What? Funny, isn't it? Very simple. What are the chances? Just my gut feeling that there's a chance of that happening. Chief Grant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked in this case, so I can't talk about it. Found. Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. Wait a second, I've heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department evidence room. Connection between the two cases. You see, after we just handed our ticket to go link between the two cases and we established some grants to testify about. The defense position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Eh? You don't say. Well, what? Connection is place mentioned in the testimony you just... The knife found in the parking lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room, not to mention the victim had on him the case. We also know that the detective murdered at the was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem too many connections for them. You make a good pair. I took my men 2 days to find out what they loot right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim to the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet at all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial. Who would have guessed? The name of the victim. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID? Sure, why not? You won't tell me their name at all. Keep it tight, little. You don't get good when your hopes up. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. You don't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you? Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? It's here. The detective who was murdered. Tell us. Take that! Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. Two places, two detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Wright. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842198. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. It started with 82. I forgot. You didn't get the first number right! Again! The number the chief police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? Is that what I... No. The two IDs are identical. In other words, killed in the police department evidence was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, Wright. Oh, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what you're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, in a completely different location? Order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I say wait. Hey, or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare... We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, we've heard that name before. Wait, Excuse me, but this is Edgeworth. Anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me, he said the report had nothing to do with Lana Sky's incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered at the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the sheet. Why didn't your officer tell me? I'm not sure if that officer was given in making the connection. He didn't? He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of the duty on your part, But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning in the court as evidence. Then no such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy. Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Mr. Wright? Oh, well, it's Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does that mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. It's just proven by Wright over there. Good job, Wright, my boy. My job. No! No! We had to come to the end of this trial. You know, oh, you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? We're even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my... Mr. Edgeworth, Please, just give me one more day. I'll get the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do, you better get the results this time. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you like it and stay tuned.